Welcome to another movie. As you can see, this time I have another building set with the blocks. So what do I have here is actually is a MoFun building set, but on the box I can see it's a Canhui building set, so that's quite interesting. But I already did a MoFun set. I did have a DI robot set. If I will remember, you can find the movie in here. So what do we have in here? It's a building set of a tracked, if I pronounce it good, it's a log dumpster car. It's a remote control car, but also a programmable from a app. So I really like some those blocks sets. I know this one will be quite hard to assembly because it's 774 plus pieces, so that will take a lot of time. It's a Mold King also in here, so how to say what factory it is. I think the MoFun is just distributing it. It's a patented productive version protection. Hard word. So it means it's not a knockoff of any of known machines. It's just a design and patented. Let me rotate it. Sorry, it's very big. So we have a really complex motorized set. We have of course a controller and we have a app for it. So there are two machines like this. The second one also is designed for woods. It has a grabber on the front, but I have this one. I really want to see how this one will work. Also I know that this one will be quite complicated because there are so many parts, but it's quite fun to assemble and stuff like that. QR code? There is no QR code. Power module. It's something like Lego Technic or something like Milestone. I don't think so. I don't think there's a processor in here, but there is a circuit that allow you to program any moves, and you can program some routes to move. And as far as I know, this one, as you can see, have a damping mechanism, and as far as I understand, also rotate the dump like this. So that will be fun to to play with. Okay, let me open it. We will see what do we get in here. Okay, so as you can see, the box is really well made because it's all separated from the outside of the from the sides of the box. So that's really nice. I can see some parts are exactly the same as the one that I review in the last two movies about the blocks. I can already see there is I think that's a brain or a remote. That's a remote. Okay, I can see it. You have some buttons in here, so that's the remote. So here is the brain, probably. It's all packaged. And let's see what that is. I ripped it. Okay, so here is the main electronic part. It's quite heavy. No battery inside, so battery is probably separate. Where in the hell is the battery? Maybe it's connected through some of the pins or something like that. Probably instruction will show it. So let's put that to the side. So I like the bags because they are really big, easy to read numbers on it, so I don't see too many bags, and each bag doesn't have many parts, so this should be easy to assemble. You get a stickers, that's quite nice because you can put on the inside stickers to look much better. We get a operating instruction as a separate instruction. That's nice. So if I will assemble this and wanted to sell it, I don't need to give this instruction, I just need to give this one. So it's a USB. So the oh, sorry, I forgot, it's a built-in battery. Yes, here is the connection. So is this charged? No, sorry, there is no LED, so I may not see if it's on. So without the remote or application I may not see it. Oh, of course I will charge it. Some basic information, mostly about these two parts, the main drive and the remote, so not much to see in here. Some basic so I will need batteries for this one. You can always build up the remote also. One button demonstration on this side. The second side doesn't say anything completely. Light, left, light, back, forward, right, left. Where is the rotating, damping? Maybe it's manual. And of course, giant book of assembly. Oh man, this one. See how many? It's 79 pages of just the assembly. Oh, this will be long fun. Of course, the assembly manual is the same as everyone. This is nice. They already marketed that on the instruction with the pieces like this one have a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you don't know if you have the correct part, like the, let me see if I can show you, like this one. If you don't know if you have the good one, you can always just match with the picture and you will know it's the same as you need also here. So this manual is much better than one that I have already with the robot and what did I assembly and that armored car, but I think this one will be much bigger, or maybe not, because this part is not so big. It's probably a little bigger. You have a list of parts, a mold, battery, so we will see what we can build up in here. You have of course the almost ready assembly, where to put the stickers on. Okay, so I will not show you how I assemble this because there is manual. If I will find some mistakes, if I want to make some tips for you, I will just stop the assembly, turn on the camera and show you what did I find or what to look up. But for now I will just assemble this. I will try to. No, I think I cannot charge it because I will need to assemble, so I will need to charge it after I assemble it. So for now I will just turn off the camera. I will just turn on some music or something like that, just to have some something playing on the background, and I will just stop it if I find something.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I'm at 21 page with the 21 step and here is what I have. So about the instruction, so far instruction doesn't say when to open another bag, so you need to guess that. I think it's when you see this picture about assembled part, but mostly if you cannot find part, that means you need to open a new bag. So quite annoying, but so far instruction is very clear. It's very easy to assembly. Most of the parts are easy to find. It's just about the color. Really useful is this one-to-one pictures. You can really easy find a piece. Let me see what like this piece. You have a so they pronounce it as a 5 points long. So when you have a Lego piece that has that round pieces that make it go one to one, this one is the 5 Lego long, let's say like this. So in here you also have the 5 lengths, and you can always put it like this, and you will always see that it's the 5. So that's quite easy. Actually, it's really fun to assembly. That's why I doesn't record it. Doesn't turn on a record early, because it's fun to assembly, and it's you just going on. You just see the next piece. Like now I have. I'm at this point, so I know I need to have this, I need to have this, I need to have 2 of these pieces like this, another one like this. So it's just going on. Another one is probably someone in here, yes, in here, and 2 pieces 5 long. So I measure, I put another one, and I have all the pieces. So after a while, it is my third set with these pieces, so it's quite easy for me to assembly, but it is really fun to put it together. So also I really like this. The Armored Car didn't have this. If I remember, there was some colors, but this looks really great on the back of it. So I don't know if the rotation will be controlled by a motor or not, but so far it's controlled by this. So I'm really interested how it will be controlled. It was pivoting, but it is not now, because there are many parts that hold it together. So I don't know how it will rotate, but probably it will rotate on this part. I did think it will rotate on this, but probably it will just pivot on this. Also, as you can see, I already have the rolls. This took me about half an hour to assembly, of course, with this. And when I did see it's just one track, I knew I will need to assemble another one on this side. So I just hope they will not show okay, you assemble this one, now repeat the same step on the other side, but luckily it's not. It's just showing you to assembly almost the same instruction with the mirror part on the other side, just to not be so annoying to get back in the instructions. So in this moment, as you can see, I'm already in here. So I did check that also the tracks are assembled, so this will be quite fun to assemble all the tracks in here. So I'm back to assembly. If I again find something, I'll just want to show you how it's all assembled or everything like that. I will just show it. Some interesting part is this one is the track that's make it moving, and this one is just spinning. They all spin like here, so there is no suspension. It's just a solid one, sadly, because I did think there will be some suspension for it, but it's just a cheap toy, but well made. I need to bow to the designers that designed this car, because this need a lot of brain working to design something like this. Okay, so back to assembly.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I'm at point 47. I just finished 47, so now I'm at 48. As you can see, it's mostly finished. So for this moment I can rotate it with this gear, so I think that will be controlled manually. I don't know how it will be controlled, the lifting mechanism, because there is a small gear, a differential inside. When it's turning, this will lift up, so that's a really nice thing of. So I wonder how this will be controlled. I think it will be connected to the main sitting area. Also I started to put some stickers like this one. Also there is yellow black stripes in here under it when it's going down, also on this side, so that's starting to look really nice. I like this part, this looks really great. Also there are stickers on the back. I like this beacons, this look really nice. Of course it will not there is no LED inside, so sadly this will not blink or anything like that, but it's really starting to look nice, and it's starting to be quite heavy. This thing is really heavy. Okay, maybe not really heavy, but it's starting to be heavy. I still have one bag open in here. I do have the 8 and 10 bag on the side, so those are the tracks, so that will be the last part, and the 8 part are some parts probably for the control area. So I'm still working on it. It's really fun, I can tell you, it's really fun to assembly. When you start it, you just go on and put everything together. I did have some small mistakes that I made. Some parts are really similar. I don't have anything to show you, but the parts like this one in here and this one is quite similar, but this one is longer, so you need to pay attention for parts like this, just to keep tracking if they are the same. It's just easy enough to see on the pictures how they look, and that's quite easy. As you can see, I'm talking and making assembly because it's so fun. So you just look at the pictures, and it's quite easy to see what part is what. Of course there is no information from what package what part is, but I can tell you already these pieces are universal. It's mostly on most of the parts in this machine, so they are the same. So the black smaller parts, as you can see, I have it laying in one piece. They are mostly the same. Stickers are quite easy to put. You can take it off and put it again if it's not aligned. So I'm taking some time just to make it more perfect as I can. I really like the rotation. Rotation have a shaft in here that is going through the chassis, so that's recognized. It's quite loose, but it will not destroy anything in there. Okay, so I'm back to assembly.
A few moments later.
Okay, before I continue, I want to show you how the controls work. So as far as I understand, the control of the dump is manual, because one gear is on the front that's rotating the dumpster, I don't know how they call it, and there are two gears on both sides that control the arm that's lifting the here we can, let me show you this. Here you can see the differential gear that's controlling the arm, and that's max. It's nice that it's slipping the gear. Oh, that's why it's so loose. So when it's hitting the max, it's just skipping the gear. You can put it down. and of course rotate it back. So only the steering is controlled by the RC. This is control manual. It's like the most of the Lego machines, I think. Not of course in the Milestone, but most of the techniques have manual control, some functions, and some are pneumatic control, but still you got a lever. So it's still quite nice. I have the engine mounted. There is a gear inside. I don't know what that's supposed to be doing, but there is a gear inside. To gears that doesn't move, but so far I really like this. I like how the front looks. It's a really nice design. And now the next is the cabin for with the seat and everything, and the last will be the truck. So probably when I finish assembly, I will get back with the full assembly, because not much left in to assembly now.
Later.
Okay, so I finished assembly. As you can see, it's fully assembled. So I did try it. It's working, and not fully, but working. First thing is the application. So there is on box. Let me get the box and try not to hit the camera. So in here there was a sticker with the Canhui logo that covered this app. This app, of course I scanned it. I found it because I did not know how what's the name of this app, and now I know it's Mold King. So this app, let me see, Android version 5 and above. I have my phone have Android. Oh, I don't remember, but I have a new phone, and this app didn't work. I tested on my mother's phone, my mother's tablet, on my phone, and no of these devices doesn't work with this app. So I have completely no idea what phones or what devices with Android support this. Maybe on Apple is much easy, but on the Android is a disaster. So I cannot test this application. Now about the machine. So let me turn on the remote. There is a giant problem to find the switch in here, because the switch is hidden in here. So it's really hard to find it. And now the steering, forward, reverse, and now look at this: left, right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, I hit the demo button. Stop. Oh, I hit the demo button. So I know this one is, if I remember, demo button. Let me see, because one of them is demo. This one doesn't do anything, and this one is a demo. So it will just move randomly. Okay, you can stop, but the steering is reversed. Left, right, left, right. I think I will try to open maybe this remote. I don't know if this is possible, but I think I will try and just rotate this one if that is possible. Rotate, because now it's quite annoying to turn. It's quite fast, as you can see. It's not a direct drive. There is a gear that when it's output from the motor, there is a gear on it, another gear on it, and then the bigger wheel that's connected with the tracks. So this have some power. Let me put to hold it, because it's pushing it. I need to probably get a little away. So it still has some power. It's really fast, I can tell you that. But I miss the control function of this. Too bad they didn't add this function, because that will not be some a very difficult thing to that. But if this rotate fully 360 degrees, so that may be hard to connect this one, but it doesn't need to do that, because who will dump when it's in this position, because it will fall onto the car, so that probably is not needed. So if this will turn, let's say, like this and like this with some motor, and have a motor for the dumping, that will not be hard, but still it's not bad. I don't know if every machine have this steering reversed, but I don't know if I can reverse it. Maybe there is some option. There is not much to read in the instruction. Link, charging, remote control operation. So it's, yes, the right is on the right side, so I have reversed version, and there is nothing about it. Please turn off the power use on remote control. Front and back is pressed at the same time. Flashes and function will be changed to the right the same way. Wait, what? Link it. Maybe if I hold them together, maybe there is something to useful. Replace the remote battery. When front and back is pressed at the same time, the indicator light flashes. The function will be changed. The left and right are the same way. What? Wait, if I hold it like this. Oh, yes, it's working. So, okay, for people that don't know, like me, what was the problem, when you hold front and back and hit something, it's changing. If I click it again, still right. And maybe I need to... Oh, so holding both buttons, the LED flash changing the direction. So now it's front. Yes, so that's not a mechanical problem, it's just changing on this. So now it's going forward, reverse. If I hold it, it will reverse it. So I can hold it like this, or I can hold it like this. So holding both buttons, changing the direction of control. So yeah, so now it's much better. I like this one. I think the armor car look better, but this one is much more functional, and it's I think it's bigger. It's slipping a lot. My desk is smooth, so it's slipping. I wonder if it can write on it. No, it's too high. Cannot get on a higher object. Let's try my wallet. I think the wallet is also too high. Yes, you can see it doesn't have power to get on a higher objects. I don't like this one. Also, I have some spare parts like this. I have no idea where they go, but I think I like always miss something. Probably there is something that I did not put out like that. I can always put this like in here, let's say, and I always have some spare. I'm not happy that they didn't give us a spare track, because if this will break or something like that, they did not get us a spare one. So 2 of these links would be great as a spare. Too bad about that. I like this. These lights are a really great idea. I like how they think about it. I like this front and these pipes really look great on this. So of course, like always, you can always build something out of it, but I don't think someone is able to. Maybe some Lego genius, but most of people will not be able to think about something like this. I have no idea about this low and high. I don't know. There is a sign. Let me try to show you that. See, there is a low and high with the turtle and rabbit. I have no idea what this should be, because it's only high, it's only rabbit. Too bad, because they give you a stickers with the speed, and there is no speed change. Wait, maybe if I hold this, I have no idea what this button does. Oh, it's not changing any speed. So what this thing is? Maybe on the... Also there is a hose like for a speaker inside, but nothing do. And the problem is instruction doesn't say anything about it. There is a button, but there is no a button. So how to see? Here is a hole for a speaker. Maybe this button is for a sound, like horn or something like that, but maybe not in this function. So of course you get a screwdriver. That's nice, because there is a screw. You need two AAA batteries for this. That's why it's so small. You have a USB charger, but to charge it you need to find a socket, and that's not that easy. So socket is there, so you need to somehow put it like this under the track and just squeeze it in there. So that's really annoying. They could just put it on the bottom side. That will be much more easy, but that's small mistakes. I like that I could change this thing, because you can rebuild this, as you can. Whoa, sorry. Done demo button. You can rebuild this, so rebuild the remote. There are everywhere parts where you can build something. You can make it bigger, or just build a holder on the side to hold it like a PS controller. So that's really nice. And it's this shark is sometimes stucking. I have no idea why. I think that's because it's hitting something in here and it's getting stuck. Maybe it will work after time, but only when it's turning. Whee! Controls are not bad. You can still to control it, but the problem is this thing is keeping maybe say disconnected. Oh, sorry, it's on the front. It's keeping spinning quite easy, so when you go on some obstacles, it will always change the direction, and it's not straight anymore. So that's quite annoying. Okay, so that's all. I will put a link in the description. Remember, there is another machine with the grabber. Hey, wait a minute. There should be some brown logs in the box. Hey, didn't get it? Maybe it's still in the box somewhere? No, I didn't get it. So No brown locks, too bad, because they always on both machines show it. I mean this one, so this one is the second one, and this one have working suspension, so this one doesn't have it, but this one I just buy it. So that's all. Application sucks, sorry, and that's all for now.